Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 22 of vlogmas. So for today's video I wanted to share my favorite makeup products of 2024, and I don't know if I did this video last year, but if I did, I am curious to go back and watch if I have the same favorites from last year. I feel like I have done this before, but I don't know. I don't know if these are the same products that I was using that I just couldn't let go of, but I did want to share them with you. Maybe you want to try out some of them, or maybe we have the same favorites. I don't know, but let's get into it. So I tried to pick an item for every part of doing my makeup. So, you know, I have primer, blush, bronzer, eyebrows, mascara, everything. I'm gonna be sad when I finish this. This is probably technically expired, but they don't sell this anymore. If you've watched like my cleaning video I posted recently, you might be like, okay, when you see my one shelf when I have like 10 of the same thing, you're like, are you a hoarder? What's going on here? But this is why I stock up on products that I love, because they get discontinued all the time. This has been discontinued for a while though, from e.l.f. It's the matte oil control lotion. I really love using this though for when I do my eyebrows, because you may not really think about it, but for me, I do like to kind of draw my eyebrows on and use makeup products and stuff like that on them. And, you know, obviously underneath all of the makeup is skin, is hair. So my skin gets oily. So I like to use this kind of as like a base for my eyebrows, which I know sounds crazy, but it works. This is something I absolutely love. I need to like email e.l.f. because I have a whole list of products for e.l.f. that they've discontinued and I would like them to bring back. Next we have this Mixsoon Glacier Water Hyaluronic Acid Serum. So Mixsoon and Yes Style actually did send me a lot of products. I did share a video, but this I like a lot as a primer. It was recommended that you could use it as a primer, and this is not sponsored of me talking about this, okay? I genuinely like this product. You don't need a lot. It's basically like blending in water on your face, but I do like it as the primer. I feel like it creates a nice smooth hydrating base, which I normally wouldn't like hydrating, but for the winter time I start getting really dry skin, especially around my nose, and for some reason, like I guess in my T-zone is really what it is, but like right here my skin gets so dry and like looks like really crusty. That probably will be my top primer of the year, because I don't know what else I use throughout the year. Even though the hard candy one has always been my go-to, I don't really remember using it that much this year. Moving on to concealer. I don't have foundation because I really don't use foundation. My absolute favorite of all time is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and you know, we have every shade here. We have like my winter shade, my dark summer shade, and then like my medium dark summer shade. I just absolutely love that concealer, and that probably will be my favorite forever. I just talked about it in my product empties. Another one I've been using that I've been liking is the Bare With Me concealer from NYX. This works really well. I like the coverage, I like how it blends, and I think it just looks really beautiful. This won't ever replace Maybelline, but just to give Maybelline a break. Powder. I have two powders actually from Wet n Wild, so Wet n Wild takes the top spot for powders. I have a loose powder and a pressed powder. So this one, for the longest time I wasn't using it because now it pretty much matches me because I have not been tanning, but I wouldn't want to use this because I didn't want to get like a white cast. But then I realized I could just use this as like setting, like kind of like a brightening setting powder. But I have been using this though for the past couple months and I do like it. I'm not sure if I would repurchase it because I do love the loose setting powder. Honestly, you get so much in here, it lasts for so long, and it's also very cheap. This is probably at least like my second or third one that I've repurchased of this banana photo focus powder. I've been using this, not this one specifically, but just been using this product in general for a couple years now. I love it. Moving on to bronzer. Bronzer was hard because I do have two other ones that I need to start using and just get rid of, because I still have this Wet n Wild Care Bears one that I've shared plenty of times. That is my favorite, but I know you can't even buy this anymore. So I will give my favorite bronzer to the brand LA Colors, because I actually have two that I'm hitting pan in both of them. I don't really have a preference of which one I prefer more. In my opinion, they might look a little different on like shade wise, but I feel like these are almost the same thing. They just kind of renamed them, which they might have done that, but these are really beautiful. They just make your makeup look so much better and just gives you like a nice little sun-kissed look. I love it, and they're $1.25. So I can't complain, girl. Now, the blush I was using for most of the year was the Relove Revolution by Makeup Revolution. Their brand, they came out with that line a couple years ago. I think it still exists, but I haven't bought anything since I bought it a couple years ago. And that really wasn't my favorite. I got rid of it because it was just so old. But one I've been using, I did share it in a haul and I dropped it. Okay, and it did break. I tried to fix it. I really should just buy a new one because it is cheap. It's from Essence, and I want to show it without like dropping it all over. I have a napkin here so I can do this. So this is the blush. It's Blush Crush, and this is just so beautiful. It's Cool Berry is the shade name, and I just love it. It blends on beautifully. Surprisingly for me, Essence is a very hit and miss brand, so I really tend not to try a lot of their products because I end up not liking them a good majority of the time. But this is gorgeous. Even some days I switch back and forth because I also have the blush from them, but this one is a little bit more loved. I like the color. Then we will move to brows. Brows are probably one of my favorite makeup products to use. Brows are like the most important change in my look. Me with no brows versus me with brows. I feel like I look like two different people. But when I do my brows, I like to use pencils and a pomade. The pomade and one of the pencils I like to use are both from e.l.f. This is getting kind of empty. I'll be finishing this up pretty soon. This just works great. This is medium brown, and I just love how easy it is and just works very well. And then the pencil, this is my go-to. I absolutely love it. I just love how skinny and precise it is. This is a great dupe for literally any other brow pencil. The brow pencils I used to love were from L'Oreal, LA Girl. Now I am using the L'Oreal one currently just because I needed a brow pencil and I needed it like that day, and they didn't have my e.l.f. one at CVS, so I had to go back to L'Oreal. The only reason I switched from L'Oreal to e.l.f. was because of the price. This is about, I don't know, it's over $10. This is $6, and typically you can get it on Amazon delivered like the next day. And then LA Girl, I noticed that the pencil, you would get very like, it would start looking very oily on my brows, and it was almost giving greasy, so I didn't like it after realizing that was pretty much what was happening. To kind of just fill in more larger parts, or to go in like more lightly, I guess, and fill a wider space, and just to help with shading, I really like this LA Colors brow pencil, also from Dollar Tree. And I think this is the second time I repurchased. I really wish they would come out. They have a skinny brow pencil similar to the e.l.f. one. I just have not found it yet. But I don't know if they have a brow pencil like this where it's retractable and not one that you have to sharpen. That's my only thing. I hate sharpening pencils. I don't know why. They get all tiny, and like I'm out here using it so freaking short. That's the only thing I don't like, is that I wish it was retractable, but it works well for what I use it for, and I use it every single day. Now for mascara, I just finished up two of my favorites from this year, which was e.l.f. Lash It Loud and then the L'Oreal Panorama mascara. Those two were like my everyday ones for the past couple months, so they could possibly be my favorites. I'll include them as my favorites too. And then probably my favorite one though of all is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Uncensored. I absolutely love this mascara. It is so beautiful. I'm almost finished with this one. It makes me sad, but I'll just buy a new one. CoverGirl did something with this. I love it. So many mascaras though that I want to finish up, so I don't want to buy any new ones or like replacements yet until I get through. Like, I almost want my makeup collection to start like being empty just so I get through like what I have. I have no self-control. The last category I have are lips. I don't ever wear eyeshadow or eyeliner, so I'm not gonna mention them. Lips are hard. I picked one product, but I go through so many lip glosses, and truthfully I don't have a favorite. I feel like anytime I go to a store and there's a clear gloss, I buy it, but really there's not a clear gloss that I can think of that I'm like, that is my bitch, that is my girl, that is my number one. I've just been using a different variety of clear glosses, whether it's from Dollar Tree. I was using the e.l.f., which I pulled this lip oil, the Glow Reviver lip oil. This one is more of a shade. This is the Coral Fixation. This don't really have much of a shade though when you do apply it. So I guess I will give it to e.l.f., the lip oil. They do have a clear one, which I used a lot of, But the only complaint I have about this is that a lot of the time it will leak out of the cap, and that annoys me because it's just so much product getting wasted. I really don't have a favorite gloss. I can't believe I'm saying that. That is it. Those are my favorite beauty products of 2024. I'm excited to see what new beauty products that come out, and hopefully we find some new faves. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for the next day of Vlogmas. Bye.